I love pineapples for all that it symbolizes for this fertility community. And I want to share with you where we think this symbol came from. Welcome to Baby or Bust. I'm your host, Dr. Lora Shahine, and I'm tired of infertility and miscarriage being misunderstood, hidden, and full of stigma. Welcome to the podcast with interviews and in-depth discussions on topics, all things reproductive health. Thank you to our friends at Seattle Sperm Bank and Braze Run Production for sponsoring the show. Please take a moment to give us a 5-star review anywhere you listen to your podcast. It really helps people find the show. For as long as I can remember, pineapples have been a symbol of hope for the fertility community. Patients wear pineapple socks to their egg retrievals and embryo transfers. Posts on social media include pineapples as imagery, and I use a pineapple image as my logo. You can find it on my website, on blog posts, and really throughout my educational content. Pineapples have long been symbols of welcome, hope, and a great vacation to Hawaii. Today, we'll review how they were adopted as a symbol for the fertility community. Today, we're going to talk about how pineapples became the symbol for the infertility community. If you are a part of this fertility community, you are probably very familiar with pineapples. I see my patients wearing them all the time. There are pineapple socks, and people wear them to their ultrasounds or their embryo transfers. There are pineapple t-shirts, and people wear shirts to their transfer days or their IUI days. Pineapples are everywhere. You will see pineapples throughout the fertility community. If you've heard the podcast Infertile AF with Ali Prado, I was on a recent season of hers. It was a really fun podcast to do. She has a pineapple on the cover of her podcast, and you should listen to the second season of my podcast. Ali's on the second season, but you'll see pineapples everywhere. I personally love pineapples. I became familiar with them as a symbol for the fertility community when I was infertile and I was kind of going through this process, and I loved kind of getting little pineapples around to sort of remind myself about being strong and just trying to find that support. And it is now my logo. So I wear this little pineapple necklace. It's on my website. So I love pineapples for all that it symbolizes for this fertility community. And I want to share with you where we think this symbol came from. There's a great article from the New York Times out in 2019 that called the pineapple the icon of IVF, and really researched where this association came from. And they really looked into something called bromelain. Bromelain is a proteolytic enzyme that's been used for centuries, especially in Central America, to decrease inflammation, help with indigestion. And for some reason, people felt that having bromelain in the 2-week wait, kind of before you know you're pregnant or not, might improve chances of the embryo implanting and improve chances of getting pregnant. And trying to figure out where you can find bromelain in the grocery store, pineapple. So I've always thought that bromelain was most located in the core of the pineapple. I mean, people have told me that forever. I've read that in some kind of fun, Instagram posts and things like that. But when I really researched it, bromelain is most found in pineapple juice or the rough stem of the pineapple. So it's actually, if you're going to try to get your bromelain, you're going to drink pineapple juice or I guess somehow get it from the stem. But really, truly, there is no evidence that increasing your bromelain intake will improve your chances of getting pregnant. I think this is kind of like the myth surrounding having McDonald's French fries after your embryo transfer might improve chances of success. Kind of one of those things that we do and we talk about, eat your pineapple, you're going to do a great job, have your French fries. I think it's kind of a part of that sort of fun, supportive community, but there's really no great evidence. There's no standard dose of bromelain. It does come in the form of supplements. It's not a part of my practice to recommend my patients take bromelain. And if you're going to take supplements, you have to be really, really careful about where you're sourcing them from and really think through the potential side effects. When I was looking this up, I actually read one of the side effects from too much bromelain is irregular uterine bleeding and actually heavy menstrual flow. And you certainly don't want that when you are trying to get pregnant. So I will certainly enjoy my patients' pineapple socks and their t-shirts that they show up at their embryo transfer, but I am not recommending medically that people take bromelain or eat a lot of pineapple in order to improve their chances of success. Other theories about where the connection between pineapples and fertility come from is this sort of saying that you'll see sometimes on t-shirts, or kind of talking about like, be a pineapple, stand tall, wear a crown, be sweet on the inside. I've seen that a lot. And it's sort of a way to kind of stand together. I mean, not having your family, working hard, having disappointment. There's a grief surrounding infertility and miscarriage. And the pineapple can be such a symbol of strength and community. It's certainly a symbol of welcome or sort of hospitality in certain communities. And so it just has this really positive connection. And the fertility community has embraced the pineapple as their symbol. And I am all for it. So in summary, I don't think of pineapples as a medical recommendation for my patients, but I think of it as a wonderful symbol for hope and strength in this fertility community. And if you are feeling alone, if you are grieving, if you are having a hard time building your family, think about getting a few pineapples in your life to remind you that you are not alone and that you have a community that is here to support you. I hope you enjoyed this episode learning all about pineapples and fertility. Now you know why you see it throughout this incredible community of support and hope. Find this episode and all others on my website, drlorashahine.com. Find more resources for learning on my YouTube channel, my Instagram account, TikTok. I just love teaching. Send an email to hello@drlorashahine.com to share your own fertility stories and topics you'd love to learn about, and people you'd love to hear us interview. Thank you to my producer, Shannon Perry, and her team at Audiotocracy. This is your host, Dr. Lora Shahine. See you next week. And until then, wishing you love, luck, and pineapples.